Hi everyone, welcome to the session today. So basically, we'll be covering all the destinations that you would have doubts about studying abroad as higher education or your master's degree. We'll be covering the ROI. We'll be covering what is good while you are studying in those countries, whether you are good at for the emerging careers or probably the booming IT sector or healthcare in the different countries. Of course, Dubai also as a country because it is a free, tax-free salary country. And also, we'll be covering Ireland in terms of that. Now, to start with, I'll invite Tarun sir also. He's our senior counselor, and he'll also be covering all the MNCs which are available in each of the countries, and what is the ROI, the salaries, and of course, in terms of post-study work permit rights while you are into the country itself.
Hey, hi. Good morning, everyone. Ribu, if you can just share the screen, please. If you can put the presentation on. All right. So, everyone, what we're going to do today is more of focusing on degrees, destinations, of course, where we have a maximum return based on our research, based on our experience, based on our communication with the relevant stakeholders in the market for students in the interest of student. So basically, what we'll cover mostly the courses, the sectors, the universities, and the destinations, the fee structure, the job opportunities. We'll also talk about the companies in these countries, the destinations that we'll suggest you to put in your preference when you plan your global higher education. Next, please, Ribu. So considering, when we in the office, when we are, in discussion with the students and the parents, of course, education outside India is a big investment for anyone for that matter. And whether it's the students are going for masters or for MBA, even for bachelors, they do the family and the student and the parents should ensure, and they generally would ensure that it brings high career returns. Whether and there's a trend also changing there. I mean, a lot of students even still look for jobs because they need to get their first experience working the corporate. Later on, the trend have also shifted to starting something on their own, not just in India, outside also India, like whether you're in the UK or US or any other country for that matter. So, what we have covered in the research today that we'll discuss in a while is mostly where an overall return, realized return on investment would be. So, for that, we have researched four best study destinations wherein there is high ROI, as I said, strong employment prospects, and of course, we are looking for post study work options because that's a time where you see opportunities, not the traditional opportunities like getting a job, maybe networking, finding the investors, even the university funding you, or and so on and so on. You might have your friends, relatives bootstrapping and then starting something on here. So both uh, getting the jobs in the right companies where the international students are being generally hired, and also looking for to start something on your own. To discuss that in detail, we'll also talk about general job markets, salary trends, because a lot of comparison when we meet the students in the office. Any student who has done a great research in terms of the ROI, in terms of the degrees, in terms of the salary that he is expecting. So there is a lot of confusion that we feel is there within the general estimate of how much the salaries would be on an entry level, and also maybe on the master's level, on an experience level, on a later on for senior positions. So we'll talk about that also in the session today. Then there are different non-traditional routes offered by the government for the students, top talent in the country. So we'll also talk about work permit and other traditional, untraditional routes also. And of course, as I said, we'll focus on top hiring companies. So maybe in your research, you can list down these companies, research more, research on what all universities they're hiring from, and so on and so on. Next, please, review. So we have the first preference for students, aiming for masters, but again, within the domain of artificial intelligence and finance. Dubai is what we suggest right now, considering the 3, 4, 5 years, employment market and opportunities later after your education opportunities. So we all know Dubai is a tax-free salary. So whatever you earn, you get to save. Uh, then, but mostly the jobs, as per our research, is within the AI and finance hub, right? So blockchain, finance, cybersecurity, crypto, general finance, investment also is what in terms of Dubai, you have a good job opportunities, and it's not just like you have to go there to get a job. You can start applying the jobs from here in India itself. A lot of students known friends, they have moved to Dubai in, let's say, 1, 2 years time. You would also know from your own circle a lot of Indian colleagues and students, mostly, and even the professionals, moving to Dubai only because of these reasons. And for a long term residency, they offer a golden visa that, I mean, a lot of students and professionals, they get it easily depending on whether they have got their first job, a good sponsored job in the Dubai or not. Again, if we talk about top hiring industries and companies, we have Emirates, NBD, PwC is in the Middle East, Citibank for AI and data analytics. We have Microsoft UAE, IBM is also there, Google, of course, Dubai, Aviation and Logistic, Emirates Airline, and DP World. Next, please. Sejal, you can take the first part and then I can talk about. Go on.
Okay, so basically, Dubai, many of the students, while in the office, while I'm doing the counseling, I have one question. How is Dubai as a country? So, in terms of education wise, it has a lot of campuses from across the world. The Dubai is the hub of most of the campuses, whether be it from UK, America, Australia. So, it has most of the campuses in there. Talking about what you are gonna earn is gonna stay with you because it is a tax-free country. And then, of course, ultimately, the safety in terms of budget, in terms of cost of living, accommodation, of course, the transportation, everything is like the pros of Dubai. Talking about the master's degree that you can pursue in Dubai, it would be MSc in Financial Technology, FinTech, which is a very booming career as of now, as well as the rewarding career. Any student who is good with finance plus technology can combine these courses and study MSc in Finance Technology in Dubai itself. MSc in Artificial Intelligence and Data Analytics, again a booming career, and it has a high ROI as well. Also, when I talk about MBA, the MBA is one of the good careers that you can pursue in Dubai again. It can be any specialization according to your choice. It can be financial management, it can be business management, it can be supply chain. So anything that you want to do, but it has to be MBA with a proper core specialization that you want to pursue.
Also, we have a different slide in the presentation later on, where we are focused on MBAs. We have given 10 best options globally, not just specific to these places, these destinations that you can also look for. If we talk about the average salary in AED, that's somewhere around 180,000 to 400,000 for finance professionals, and for a tech or data scientist and AI analyst, you can have a bit of more on an entry level, which is approximately 200,000, goes to 500,000 AED. It's a good range of salary to live well in Dubai, because in Dubai there is also a huge diverse kind of levels on how you live, where you live, what you eat, whom do you talk to, how you travel, and a lot of other things. But this range of salary, from a good university, and if you get a good job, will give you a good life that you wish for your future. Next, please. Sage.
Okay, talking about Germany as a country, so I would suggest Germany is a country which has not gone to up to a saturation level in comparison to all the countries. Say, for example, UK, US, Canada, because the job market is now below the average line. In terms of talking about Germany as a country, the ROI is good. Of course, the job opportunities are there. The degrees that you will be choosing in terms of technology or engineering related are on booming side. And of course, when you are combining management courses, then you can also opt for Germany as a country. Now, it is the world's fourth largest economy with high demand of engineers and tech professionals. Now, whether you guys know or not, there is a very minimal fees which is involved with the tuition fees when you are studying in Germany in any of these universities. But in case it has to be a public university. To get in touch how to apply to these public universities, you can get in touch with us. However, when you are targeting these universities, they have a very good QS ranking worldwide. Also, the electives and the core subjects that they provide will be equivalent to the Ivy Leagues or G8 universities or the Russell Group universities that are available across the world. It has you once you study in this country, you get a post study work permit right of 18 months. So while you've done your education, say for 3 years or 2 years of 1 year of your masters, you get a post study work permit, right, wherein you can stay there and work there for 18 months. The top hiring industries in terms of Germany would be STEM related, technology related, automobile related. And then, of course, you can combine any subject if, in case you are good with tech, to get an admission into a public university in Germany. Tarun sir?
Yeah. So, adding to what Sajal is trying to say when it's mentioned a low cost education, public universities. Uh, so, in your research as a student, I mean, everyone, because when we meet the student, they would definitely ask on a master's level, especially for Germany, because uh, somehow the notion is it's a free education, and that's true, because but that's true for certain subjects which are within the boundary of STEM and engineering still. So we have University of Applied Sciences, we have TUs, then we have private business schools. So if you go to a private business school, you will pay a tuition fees which can be 7 to 10 lakhs a year, still less than if we talk about UK, Ireland, for engineering courses, uh, it is important that you apply as per the right choice in terms of what you wish to take from the degree. And the division would come whether you're going for the technical universities or the universities of applied sciences. So I mean, do your research well. Don't get confused. Don't use internet, because I mean, you can use internet, but a lot of confusing facts for Germany when you do your own research. So I would suggest to consult with the right person, or a company to help you with your German applications, right? Um, Within the industries, Eon, so anyone who is more of renewable energy sustainability has an interest. They have a good hiring in Germany. They have a good number of positions in as compared to a lot of European countries. So you can definitely look in long term for the related jobs in Germany. Next, please.
Okay.
So yeah, go on.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about the degrees that you can pursue in Germany, so we are not only restricted to these MSc degrees which are shown to you, but any interest that you would have, which is tech related, management related, applied science related, as told by Tarun sir, you can apply to public universities in Germany. Depending on to the MSc that you choose, you have to look on to the ROIs of those courses and how booming they are in terms of the market value of that course in Germany. Some of the master's degree that you can pursue in Germany would be artificial intelligence and data sciences, because they have a very tech oriented field. The MNCs there are very profound towards engineering, tech, IT, AIs. So this is what we suggest to the students. However, there are other opportunities also available to you. Second will be automobile and aerospace engineering. Then another would be MSc in renewable energy and the systems.
Yeah. So in terms of the salaries, also the starting salary you can expect approximately 45 lakhs, which is 50,000 euros on an entry level, to 80,000 euros. That comes around 70 to 80 lakhs for STEM engineering. So that's an entry level position. For business and finance, a bit less. So again, 40 lakhs is something that you can start with, and then again, if you're good, if you have certain number of experience also with you, then you can, think of getting a salary range of around 60,000 euros per year. That's on an entry level, and if you become a professional, and then based on how you're kind of building your career at the once you join the company, it can cross 100,000 mark also. So we have questions. Sashwat Gulati, you are asking, can we go to Ireland also? Yes, Ireland is also covered in one of the destinations that we'll suggest today. So you can wait and we'll cover Ireland in detail as well. How about management course in Germany? Yes, of course. They're not free. Management courses, English taught programs in Germany, they're not free, but there are good universities like we have Frankfurt School of Business in Frankfurt, the hub. You can apply to that university. It's a good college, and we have RWTH Aachen, and there are a lot of business schools in Berlin also. So you can definitely
So
look.
I'll just share this that having been to Germany and Switzerland, so yes, you can get some public universities you can get absolutely free of charge, but you need couple of things. One, you need to be a top scorer. It's like getting into IIM Ahmedabad. So IIM Ahmedabad, will choose really people who are top scorers, who will get good CAT results, who are good in interviews. So similarly, if I look at Germany or even Switzerland also the language is German largely. So check out ETH Zurich, University of Zurich. So they have amazing masters and even MBA programs, Confluence of Technology and Management, very good placements. Only challenge is for these universities, you need to be a top scorer. If you are a 70 percentile kind of a person in CAT, or if you are from Delhi University and you have, let's say, uh, you have, for example, a GPA of say 7, it will be difficult for you. You will not get the top universities, and the top public universities are very very competitive. But there are institutes like Frankfurt Institute of Finance and Management, which I visited. They require a GMAT of 680. So the challenge is, like where do you stand and what you're pitching for. I would, if you're a person who's like a 7 GPA, I would think of Spain more. I would think of IE Business School Spain. I would think of EU Business School. Yeah. And having visited all these places, uh, I feel that one, Europe offers you a good opportunity, but somehow we Indians are straight jacketed. Like we think like this, "Ki, huh, I will like typically conversations at my office, US, UK, Canada, Australia. Though, if I look at UK today, there are no jobs. If I look at US, there are a lot of things happening. If I look at Canada, there are again other challenges. Yeah. But then people are slowly opening to other areas. So when I say Germany, you'll still need to know the language. Even if you go there, it's an English course, English taught course, but still you need to know the language. So if I was you, I'll start building up from Max Muller, from Duolingo, and so on. So, yes, public universities do offer, Miss Vijeta Bhatia, but you can organize a separate session with us and then we can take it on. So, we have a German specialist who can help you uh, understand. Uh, yeah. So generally, I think Tarun and Sejal have shared about quite a few countries and they are still sharing. In my mind, what is going strong? Where can you really find jobs after your education? Because that is what a lot of Indian students are looking at, and where you can settle also. So, PR, the following countries will be giving you, like Australia, provided you clear their point system, you exceed their point system. Finland, Finland needs a lot of people. The next country which will come up in the next 2 3 years is Japan. Lot of work happening. Yeah, so Japan is something which we can look at. Arjun, yes, I think Australia is a good option. My own real brother is an Australian citizen and now he's working in US. It doesn't matter. So go to Australia, build up a profile, apply for PR after a couple of years, and then you can stay anywhere in the world. It doesn't mean that I'm an Australian citizen, I'll stay. My brother has stayed in Sweden for 3 years. Right now, he's in US, in Boston. Earlier, he was at Minnesota. So last 7 years, 7.5 years, he has been in US. But with an Australian passport, he travels easily to 150 countries, you know. Whereas, if he had an Indian passport, it is challenging. We have few countries. Luxembourg, what is the feedback, Sejal and Tarun? Shashwat is asking about Luxembourg.
Yeah, Luxembourg is a good place to work, of course, but we have very less options in terms of universities there. So you can, depending on the major, so business courses are available, hospitality courses are available, tech courses mostly offered in the local language. But it's a good place to work. Definitely, you can, again. I mean, whether you are in Germany or any part in the EU, you can study there and then strategize. I would say your work preferred destination later on, and then you can travel, find the opportunity, meet someone, apply, and manage your work visa there.
So I feel, of course, Luxembourg, you have a stayback period of 9 months, so you can search for a job after you complete your degree for 9 months. But then it's a small country comparatively. So it's again, if you are really keen and you have identified that this is the course we have. So a lot of countries and a lot of institutions offer very unique programs. So I have students who have gone in for fashion management program. So it is not only management directly, but like management, there'll be like 50 plus different programs. Do you know that in India also there's a institute called IIFM Bhopal, an Institute of Forest Management? Do you know that every year 3 to 4 people get jobs with WHO and UN agencies after it? Some people get into top companies which are into like Tata Exports, which are into exports of forestry related products. Yeah. So they have IFM delivers very good placement, but a lot of people have not heard about it. In fact, a lot of my friends who run coaching centers have also not really heard about it. So that is where the challenge is. Do you know that there's IRMA in Gujarat, Institute of Rural Management Anand? So do you know there's a FDDI Footwear Design and Development Institute which offers an amazing retail management program. You can work with e-commerce companies. So similarly, when you look at outside India, there are programs in digital transformation. There's a program in University of Economics Prague. It is a program which enables business in Eastern Europe, only Eastern Europe. Amazing, you know. So if I was you, I would kind of spend a lot of time in researching, or like when we engage typically college students, so you come to us, we have initial counseling session, my team also researches more on it, gives you options, and then identifies. So that process itself take 1.5 months, and then you apply. But the situation is that a lot of people come at the last moment and say, hey, can you just help us apply, and then they apply for whatever, which is not the right way of planning. So how's France for management masters? So, Vijeta, I think France is pretty good for management masters. ISEC is good. Of course, if you have experience, you can look at HEC Paris also. So, HEC also has a master's which is very competitive. So, your academics and profile would matter. So they have Grand Ecoles and others, which is again very very competitive. But French government is very very open. Uh, if I'm looking at after 12, there's a new program called Classes Internationals, which is for 11th 12th class students, and they can go after 12, study French for 1 year, and then they'll do their degree. But for management masters also, it is pretty good. Shashwat, I think you should go. If you have a direct work visa, why not? So you'll get international exposure. You will build up yourself in terms of your skills. You'll work with a multinational company, and then you can go anywhere in the world. I think you should go, Shashwat. Great. So I think we'll just continue the presentation, and then maybe if you have any other questions, I'll come back. So let's carry on with the presentation. Tarun and Sejal, please carry on.
Sure. Yes, Agent.
Okay, so Ireland, in terms of again, Ireland as a country, it is very good. I've had a lot of questions, Ireland as a country. So, in terms of work employment, you are good in getting work opportunities available in Ireland. You have a lot of job market ROI, keeping in mind it is good to go there. You will get 2 years of post-study work permit, right, once you studied your master's in Ireland itself. So, talking about the courses that you can study in Ireland, it would be tech related or pharma related. So, it is home to 9 of the world's top 10 pharma and tech companies. 2 years of post-study work permit right is available to you, which has direct connects with the European job market. So it is just that once you've studied in Ireland and worked there, you can, because of EU blue card, you can work in other countries as well. The affordable tuition fees, and of course, it is an English speaking country, so you do not have a native language problem. Even though, in case of Germany, while you have English taught courses, but at the end of the time, when you're searching for the job in the job market, you should know at least B1 or B2 level of German, which is not there in Ireland comparatively.
So, if we talk about industries and companies, as we mentioned here with Ireland also, tech plus pharma job opportunities are huge in Ireland. So even if you look at the top companies that we have mentioned here, based on the research, hiring international students, the placements for international students, these are the companies that are in Ireland hiring a lot of international students, which uh, are within the tech and pharma domain. So we have Google in Dublin. We have Facebook, Meta, LinkedIn. I have a known person who is working in LinkedIn Ireland right now. He's a friend of my brother, my brother's sister's brother, my brother's friend, sister's brother, something like that. So he's all settled in Dublin. He's got his own house also. I'm talking about like 4 years down the line, he did his master's, so a good place. Then within pharma also we have Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer, Novartis. Within financial, we have Bank of Ireland, EY Ireland, Accenture there. Next, please. Revu, can you change the slide, please?
Okay. Talking about the courses again, I'm repeating this again. You cannot limit yourself to these available courses. You can obviously explore once you are researching about your study abroad courses for master's program. So one of the recommended courses from our side, what you can pursue in Ireland would be pharmaceutical sciences, masters, business analytics and master's degree, masters in artificial intelligence and cloud computing. So all of these degrees are somewhat related to pharma and tech oriented. And the job market again, Ireland is saturated nahi hai, so we can obviously anytime pursue these courses. And once we are into we are 2 year post study work permit, right? We can obviously find jobs comparatively in a better and easier way to most of the countries which are having a saturated market. So, for example, US and Canada.
And this average salaries would remain the same. On an entry level, you can expect somewhere around 45 to 50 lakhs per annum. Within pharma in Ireland, as per research, it's a bit more. So you can also, on an entry level within pharma industry in Ireland, can earn approximately 70 lakhs on an entry level also in Ireland. So that's a good salary as per the pharma industry compared to India, of course. So any students who come from a pharma background and looking for anything with pharma and tech should definitely aim for Ireland. Revu, next, please. Revu,
Okay, talking about Australia as your study destination and in terms of higher education and the ROI. So it is a very good country when you're talking about the healthcare sector and the IT sector. So, what is better in Australia in comparison to other countries is 2 years is what you get a master's degree, and after which you get 2 to 4 years of post study work permit, right? Depending on if you are studying in a regional area or a non regional area, but it is usually 2 to 3 years of your post study work permit, right, in Australia. So by far you are studying there, and while the time you are working, you have at least 4 to 5 years in your hand to work, find an opportunity, and convert it into your PR opportunity as well. In terms of salary, Australia has good amount of salaries for anyone who is working in the IT, healthcare, or the cybersecurity tech-oriented sectors itself. It is home for the top universities, whether you're going for engineering, IT, medicine, non-medical, management courses, business-related courses. So it has very good universities. And of course, once you graduate from these universities also have ties with good of the companies in terms of any of these sectors. So you can consider Australia as an option for your study as well as for your work permit right into the country itself.
So Australia, because on a master's level, for a student to go study and to also avail post-study work permit later on, the program duration should be for 2 years. And if we compare to Europe and Dubai, the duration is one more year as compared to any European country. And hence the expense in terms of the tuition fees, living would also increase. But Australia is an English speaking country, and based on our research, in let's say 2 3 years down the line, as compared to the major economies, Australia would definitely provide good opportunities for students, international students, of course, in IT and healthcare domain, but other domains as well. A lot of civil construction work is also ongoing in Australia. So, any civil engineering student can think of moving to Australia, studying, let's say, construction management or engineering in the same field. But also, generally speaking, within IT and healthcare, a lot of opportunities in Australia. If we talk about companies, of course, you can see that you can write it down. We have CSL, Roche, Johnson and Johnson in healthcare, Within finance, we have PwC, Australia, Commonwealth Bank, IT and cybersecurity. We have Google Australia, Microsoft, and Atlassian. So a lot of opportunities in terms of jobs, but again, a lot of students' preference for Australia is also high in terms of overall. A lot of students are applying for Australia, hence they have a capping of number of students. So if you're planning for Australia, one suggestion: plan early. And in terms of visa, you need a good ITRs, your parents' ITRs, your ITRs, uh, and also a genuine reason that you're not going to Australia just to settle there. You're going to Australia to study and then look for opportunities anywhere for that matter. Such kind of approach will give you a visa and also a good experience in the university. And what you do later on, that depends on your exploration in terms of job opportunities and further studies as well. Next, please.
Okay, when we are talking about the master's degree that we can pursue in Australia, it can be anything related to IT healthcare. Somewhere it can be related to data science, data analytics, business analytics, healthcare administration, cybersecurity, AI. So we're not just limited to these three courses, but we have multiple opportunities available to you. And in terms of work opportunities, all of these courses will grant you a work permit as well. And the market is, in terms of getting a job, is also good. So anything that you study in Australia, you'll be able to easily get a job there, especially when you are in the healthcare sector. So yeah.
Also, the average salaries, so nursing and related healthcare professionals earns a good amount in Australia. A lot of saving can also, generally can happen in Australia because I've met a lot of students, professionals who are able to save a lot because generally if you are in the major cities, then it's a bit of expense, but otherwise you don't spend a lot as compared to Europe, right? Or US for that matter. So average salary would range around, again, on a similar level, you'll start with 45 lakhs, then can go up to 70, 80 lakhs per annum. That is what the average salary in Australia looks like. Also, I'll give you better insights on part-time opportunity while you are at the uni. So compared to UK, to US, to even Europe, because of the language, there might be an issue. But Australia, getting a part-time job in your field, whether it's IT, finance, or healthcare, should not be a problem, and you can earn a decent amount of money to support your living. That is definitely justified as from the feedback from our students who are in Australia. So think about it. Next, please. So I'll give you a bit of understanding comparison here for the four countries that we have covered, uh, preferred countries in terms of degrees with return. So Germany for engineering and AI with 18 months of post-study work permit. Average graduate salary would start from 45 lakhs, goes to 72 lakhs. Australia, healthcare and IT, post-study work permit 2 to 4 years, depending on whether it's masters by research, PhD, or masters by thought, or also what are you exactly going to study there. Average salary would range from 41 to 71 lakhs. Dubai, we have finance and AI. When we say Dubai, we also have Abu Dhabi, Qatar, a lot of so NYU Abu Dhabi. We have few UK universities, Australian universities got campuses in a similar manner. Even the Asia is kind of coming up with campuses. Let's say Monash has got a campus in Malaysia and offering good courses for business and political global studies related courses. Then Singapore, a lot of universities got good campuses. ESEC is one of them. But generally speaking, it's more of your personal preference, where you want to go, depending on your budget, depending on your future, vision, preferences, whether you want to settle down, whether you're going to get an exposure, uh, also based on your current work experience, because this is more of this webinar is more of for master students. So we are assuming you guys are doing internships, maybe some of you got already placed and looking for masters. So depending on one to one discussion that you we can also initiate in the office. So you can see our numbers on the screen, so you can get in touch with us. We can arrange a one-on-one counseling. It's going to be a free counseling for this for the students or professionals who are attending this webinar. Otherwise, it's a paid counseling. So you can get in touch with us, and we can discuss one-on-one and give you suggest you what is right for you. Of course, with your own research as well. If you can go back to the earlier slide, Rivu, once previous slide, please. So Ireland also we covered tech pharma 2 years around salary range a bit more in Ireland, specific to tech and pharma, not in general. Like, yes, Rivu, you can come to the next slide. So as we mentioned, we'll also cover MBAs with exceptional ROI. So this is a very we took a real long time to do research where we are able to justify MBAs offering giving a good ROI. So me and Sejal and the team worked for 3 days to look at the options. We have looked for certain statistics when it comes to employment. We have looked at the alumni also. We have looked at the curriculum also, in detail, and we have got these top 10, 11 suggestions, mostly from the US, INSEAD in Europe, and got campuses across the globe also. Abu Dhabi is also there, Singapore, France, so Pennsylvania, Wharton, Georgia, Terry College of Business, Texas is Austin McComb School of Business, Mannheim in Germany, and of course Harvard, Virginia Darden School of Business, Jones Graduate School of Business, Rice University, my alumni university, Alliance Manchester Business School, University of Manchester, Washington Foster School of Business. So comparatively, in terms of the tuition fees for MBA, the exposure, the alumni, what they're doing right now, as per our research, these are the best MBAs with exceptional ROI. So you can take a screenshot on this if you're planning for your MBA as well. Again, we can help you. We have been helping students for top MBA admissions ongoing. Even if you're aiming for September 25 intake, we are not late. A lot of universities are open. Sejal will also, put a bit of information on that. So we have almost everywhere universities are open for MBA and for even for masters. Bachelor's is a problem. So if you're planning for this year intake, it's a good time that you can get in touch with us as soon as possible. As I said, it's going to be a free counseling, so there's no harm for you to get in touch with us. Next slide, please. Also,
Okay.
we thought of giving a bit of a fair understanding of how a uni student or a graduate student can look profile building, and what he and she can think of taking the activities within scope of profile building. So we'll cover that as well. Next, please. Sejal, if you can put more on this,
Okay.
please.
So any country that you are choosing, be it Germany, Ireland, Dubai, Australia, you have to be very concerned about your profile. So by profile, that doesn't mean that you should have good academic marks and work experience probably for your master's degree if you're choosing even in case of MBA. But a profile should mean that you have done a good amount of internships, you have done good work experience, you've got good academic skills, you've prepared for entrance exam, but then ultimately you've done something apart from this in terms of extracurriculum activities to build your leadership, to showcase the university in case you're going for anything related to IT. You might have done some research project, maybe for healthcare, you have written a research paper. For, say, example, you're going for a business, then you have done some startup or a leadership program, or maybe done an NGO activity. So, by all of this, I mean that you have a certain profile to target a particular university and to target a particular course for you to get more or maybe increase of the chances to getting into the good university. Because even if you're scoring 98% or probably you've got 2 years of work experience, you've got a good GMAT score, but then ultimately the person who will be applying to the particular university would have similar or maybe equivalent amount of these three things. Good GMAT score, maybe not 98 but 90%, but then eventually you have to showcase something which is extraordinary on your profile. So that can be done through global exposure, research, internships, networking, conferences. So you should have. So for me, I tell students who are going for bachelors, they should have ample amount of competitions done, delegate competitions done. They've got good MUN competitions done. But for a master's student, you are a grown-up student now. So you, by far, you have done something which is different from any other person who is applying for a master's program. But first thing that you have to keep in mind that you're not building this profile just to get into the university, but you're building this profile to get a ROI, to get a job once you are out from the university. So, say for example, me as a student got into the university, but for me to connect with the placement cell, I should have submitted a CV to them. And for me to submit a CV, I should have something on my CV, maybe internships, researches, academic profile, skill set that I've built over the years. My LinkedIn should be strong. I should have something published in the papers, articles, blogs. So anything that you can do which is different from other students to get you into the job market is just profile building that will help you. Never keep in mind, or your mindset should never be that I want to target the good university. Ultimately, your target should be getting a good opportunity or a job after you are done with that university. So your strong digital presence is also a thing. So you can build a LinkedIn portfolio. Even while getting into the university, LinkedIn is going to help you out. Why? Because you'll be connecting with the alumni of that university. You'll be connecting with the professors of that university. You'll be connecting how the students have taken a particular course or maybe particular elective and how it would have helped them. So again, medium.com, personalwebsite.com, all these platforms are for articles, blogs. LinkedIn is for your own professional presence to communicate with the industry professionals. Next.
Also, I'll answer a few questions that I can see in the comments. So, Ayush asking, can you talk a little about MSc in marketing? So MSc in marketing, good places we have in Ireland also, we have in Europe also, France, Spain, HEC, NCR also offers marketing. We have in the UK also, you can apply depending on where you wish to apply. There are marketing specific universities department that we can tell you the top ones accordingly within marketing whether you have work experience or not. So certain programs are also offered within marketing which might have a requirement of 1 year 2 years of work experience. Otherwise 98% of the programs would be recent graduates are welcome. So maybe you can connect with the numbers that are shown on the screen. You can write your name, and as I said, we can have a detailed discussion about the options, opportunities, and later on we can assist you in the entire process as well. So Arjun is asking, can you please share your brother's name so I can connect with him on LinkedIn to learn more about opportunities in Australia? So of course we can you can get in touch with the number that is shown on the screen, and we can write you the name and other profiles also that you can get in touch. And we have students coming in also, so maybe we can help you in there one way or the other. Uh, we have Ashish, if I'm pronouncing the name right. If my son wants to do masters AI in US, 5 years of prior, he must start preparing. A good question. I want to know whether he's in the first year, second year. So, see, if answer to that question would be if the plan is sure that he would go for a master's in AI and related fields in the US, then main preparation, of course, the timeline works 1 year in advance. So the GRE would be in third year if he's doing engineering, or I don't know what he's studying right now. So third year, 1 year in advance. So let's say if he's graduating next year, so this is the time, September 25 is the time where we should have everything ready in terms of the profile. In the US, we were in the meeting prior to this. So US admission criteria is entirely different than any other country, any other university. So they talk about profile, the relevant exposure, understanding about the subject, certain global deliverables that you can show while applying, genuine understanding about the subject's core, optional. You should know what you're talking about, something or the other. Of course, we can help you, Mr. Ashish. You can come visit us with your son. uh, we can have one-on-one counseling. We can give you options, but the answer to that would be maybe 2 years in advance. He should have proper, dedicated, preparation going on for masters. Minimum 2 years. I mean, he can start even if it's in first year. He should, work on the profile that we were trying to say, a balanced profile. So, review, if you can go back to the earlier slide, please. So for him, what is important is a balanced profile. So academics, the skills that can be gained through certain credited courses, internships, exposure, attending webinars, events, discussions, talks, work experience, and most importantly, leadership also. So for any top US university master's application, any genuine, credible leadership position or engagement will definitely impact the overall application. And global exposure in terms of research is not limited to, it should have a global innovative solutions which are ongoing even in the universities, let's say in the US currently. So whatever in terms of research that he is doing at the university that he is enrolled at India should be at par at the research level in XYZ university in the US or globally for that matter. So that is what we mean from global exposure here. Again, networking can be proved through LinkedIn, but other networks also, conferences comes into that domain, and strong digital presence. Because we are having a conversation. The student is not meeting the university one on one, so it's what they're looking, assessing is the application that we will and the student will fill while he's applying for the masters, right? So it should feel the student profile should be digitally available through LinkedIn, GitHub, Medium.com. Maybe he's posting articles, have his own personal website, and so on and so on. So everything combined together with a good aptitude for GRE or GMAT. For AI, mostly we suggest GRE. uh, and of course why that specific university course, because we have to write the essays and the SOPs would tailored accordingly. Then of course a good chance with a good academics. Of course, if he has a good 8 CGPA and related, something like that, then we can aim for the top tech institutes in the US for that matter. Next, please. Revit, yeah. This is one an example of a research paper. Go on, Ribu. Such LinkedIn profile. So very clearly, you are able to communicate. what your interests are, what your expertise is, uh, where you're working, what you want to do. Should have extensive connections also, something like that. Next, please. Ibu. Yeah. So I think more or less we have answered this when Ashish ji asked about his son for AI. So identify target universities and programs in the first or the second year, so that you are, because you'll be spending the most crucial time of your life, academic life, studying masters. So you should be well aware of where you're going, right? The whole webinar is about that. And then accordingly, as we said, the resume, the CV should be tailored for a good grad school application. So balanced digital presence and networking should reflect from your resume. We have already covered that for depending on what program you're going for, GRE, GMAT, and IELTS and TOEFL will be the English speaking, English language requirement. So we should plan in advance because GRE and GMAT validity is 5 years. Then later on, more extensive work would be once we have the universities finalized, we have started the applications. We should work on the SOPs, LORs, and essays. Then we'll get to know once we initiate the application. For a typical master's degree, one application, we should have at least 3 to 4 essays, lengthy essays as compared to the UG applications that university would give you to answer, wherein they somehow can assess whether you're right for the program or not. Okay, your academics, your CV has already been verified. That's why they're reading your essays. Otherwise, you've got the rejection if they're not happy with your academics or GRE, right? Anything to add here, Sujay?
No. So, whatever you have built by so far in your resume or your CV, only then you will be able to write your SOPs and draft your essays, because you should have content which is according to your profile to justify that what program you're applying for, which university, and why is it so. So why is the question that you need to answer multiple times by showcasing what you have done so far and now why you are eligible for that university or that particular course. And to answer these SOPs and essays, you should start like 1 year, 2 year prior to applying to your targeted universities, so that you have multiple amount of answers as well as your profile being built up in that 2 years time period.
Also, we reflect this in all our webinars, in all our discussions, but no significant, progress from the student end on this. We are always, majority of our cases, students, they're, running late with SOPs, with essays, because they feel once they'll start the application, then, and then it's gonna take like लिखना ही तो है 10-15 minute में I'll just write maybe एक दिन में लिख दूंगा, but it doesn't work like that because there are limited number of words that you can write or use to describe a lot of things. So please, maybe if you're attending, that means you're planning for your masters. Start with the first draft of your SOP today. That would be my advice. And of course, you can tailor it. You can have it saved into Google Drive. But that is how it is. Also, you can get in touch with us in whatever stage. So we help in profile building. We have a mentorship program. We call it Profile Enhancement Mentorship Program. So we have a lot of students enrolled in the Profile Enhancement Mentorship Program (PAM) in first year, even in second year. Of course, third year becomes mandatory, and fourth year as well. So you can get in touch with us. So the free counseling would be only for study abroad. Nothing, no other services we will provide. So students who have study abroad queries, then those will be catered for without charge. Otherwise, everything else will be. We have a fee structure around that. We've also giving you a bit of a comparison on cost of living and the tuition fees in different countries, and of course the duration of the program. and the post-study work permit. So you can have a quick look here. We have talked already about Germany, Ireland. And you can think Australia is also covered. So Canada, UK, US, uh, Czech Republic, Netherlands, Singapore. So this is a bit of understanding information for your next, please, Ripu. All right, so we'll wrap up this session with giving you what our services are. So, bit of career guidance, and of course, proper planning for your master's applications and so on. So, you can get in touch with us. We've tried covering all the questions in the chat. But if you have any further questions, feel free to get in touch with us. Anything to add, Sejal? Final note?
So that's it. I think that if you are looking forward to your study abroad application, so start prior, because all the professors that are looking at your applications, be it essays, SOPs, they are doing this since a long period, and they get a lot of applications every year, every semester. So they would know how much time that you have given to your essay or maybe your SOP to draft it, and how much beating around the bush you have done in your SOPs. So be serious about your applications, especially when you are targeting the top universities itself. So all the best, guys. You can connect with us if you have any personalized questions in terms of your targeted universities, any course specific questions, and of course, if you have questions regarding drafting a profile with us, we help it throughout, from your applications to visas to accommodations, building your profile, helping you with the ROI and everything.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day.